The quest for perfect surf has spread all over the world, with surfers representing a diverse culture. Some practice surfing as a recreational activity, while others demonstrate extreme commitment to the sport by making it the central focus of their lives. Wannasurf is a surf atlas made by surfers for surfers that can help you to find your next surf spot or maybe your way of life. Let's begin in Hawaii at the Pipeline, the most famous surf spot on the planet. Here, the wave picks up incredibly fast, often throwing a perfect lip onto an extremely shallow and dangerous reef. Next, we'll check out Mavericks, off the west coast of California in the United States. It's a mythical big wave spot with cold water, gigantic waves, underwater rocks, and sharks. Jeff Clark surfed it alone for about 15 years until others were finally convinced it was surfable. Now we head south to Central America and Puerto Escondido, the Mexican Pipeline. It's considered by some to be the best beach break in the world, along with Kira in Australia and La Gravière in France. Up to 8 feet, the wave is often crowded, but above 8 feet, the crowds thin out as a high technical level is required. On to South America, we find the Chicama, a natural wonder of the world. It would be a mecca for the surfing world if more people remembered that this remote spot exists. The wave begins about 2 kilometers out on the cape, and it breaks along the cape for a kilometer or so, to the point where the wave tends to close out. On big swells, experienced surfers can often make the long barreling section in front of the point and begin the longest ride of their lives towards the pier. Off the coast of Spain in Europe, we find the Mundaka, the best rivermouth wave in the world and the best left-hander in Europe. The estuary is protected by UNESCO. The water is clean, which is unusual for this coast. And the wave can get very crowded. It requires a good level of fitness because of strong currents. We travel on to Hottentot Bay off the coast of Namibia in Africa. Welcome to the third of 6 perfect, long, left-hand point breaks on Namibia's mid-coast. All of these breaks are on diamond mining private property, so access is impossible, as noted on Wannasurf.com. The closest you'll get will be with Google Earth. Off South Africa, we find Jeffreys Bay, which is a very long point break over flat-lying rocks. Super tubes are the main event here, long-walled, perfect, hollow waves with barrels possible all the way along. It's a fast, technical wave. On to Indonesia, off Bali, we find Uluwatu, a surfer's dream. There is always a swell here, so it's always crowded. The spot offers several waves that change with different swells and tides. They are accessed by paddling in and out via a cave. We travel on to French Polynesia and visit Tiahupo'o off Tahiti. It's simply the heaviest, most perfect left in the world, and is only for the experts. Laird Hamilton took an incredible wave here, the Millennium Wave of 2001. Tiahupo'o is also called the end of the road. This might be the ultimate wave. On to New Zealand, where we find Raglan, off the west coast of Auckland. Raglan picks up a lot of swell and is very consistent. It is another incredibly long wave with more technical sections on the outside and fun performance waves that seem to go on forever. Heading up to Australia, we find Red Bluff, a remote hardcore wave in the northwest Australian outback that breaks nearly all year round. Everything about this place is classic. The wave, camping at night under a blanket of stars, and the best mango shakes in the West from the local supply store. Thank you for following us on this tour of some of the best surf spots in the world, selected for you on this first anniversary of the Oceans in Google Earth launch. To visit thousands of more surf spots around the world, simply view data from Wannasurf.com using the Surf Spots layer in Google Earth.